She felt terrified. He was furious. Sadness washed over her. These sentences seem to do their job, but each one hands the reader a conclusion instead of the material needed to reach it. The emotion word is the answer to a question the scene never got the chance to ask. Today we are talking about a single craft principle that can transform your fiction. Show, don't tell. Specifically, we will look at why naming the emotion weakens your scenes and 5 concrete ways to fix it. Let's start with the trap. A reader does not need to be told a character is afraid. A reader needs the doorknob to turn, the breath to catch, the hallway to go quiet, and then the fear arrives on its own, built by the reader instead of delivered to the reader. So why does the label fall flat? Because a named emotion registers as information rather than sensation. Terrified is a fact about a character, but a stopped breath and a white-knuckled grip on a doorframe are an experience the reader's own body recognizes and half participates in. One is reported. The other is borrowed straight from the reader's own nervous system. There is also a trust gap at play. When you name the emotion outright, you are often deciding the scene cannot be trusted to get there without help. And that lack of trust is exactly what a reader picks up on. They cannot always name why a moment felt flat instead of felt, but they feel the difference. Now, the label is not always wrong. But here are 5 techniques for the pages where it is doing work the scene should be doing instead. Technique 1. Show the physical signature. Every emotion has an involuntary physical companion. Instead of, she felt terrified when the door creaked open, write, the doorknob turned and her breath stopped in her throat. Technique 2. Let action carry it. What a character does, or refuses to do, reveals the emotion without a narrator ever naming it. Instead of, he was furious about the delay, write, he didn't say a word for the rest of the drive, knuckles white on the wheel. Technique 3. Trade the generic label for a specific image. Sad, happy, and angry are placeholders. A single concrete image usually carries more of the actual feeling than the word does. Instead of, she was sad about the move, write, she peeled the last photo off the fridge and left the magnet behind. Technique 4. Let dialogue reveal it. What a character says, and how often they say it, can carry the emotion a tag would otherwise have to name. Instead of, I'm nervous, she said, her voice shaking with nerves, write, I'm fine, she said, twice, before anyone had asked. Technique 5. Trust context and let the reader arrive on their own. Sometimes the fix is simply cutting the label and trusting the situation itself. Instead of, he felt a deep sense of loss standing at the grave, write, he stood at the grave long after everyone else had gone back to their cars. Now, how much does naming the emotion actually cost you? That depends on your genre. Horror pays the highest price for naming fear directly. Dread needs to build in the reader's own body. And the word terrified short-circuits the exact sensation the scene is trying to create. The physical signature technique matters most here. Romance loses ground in its most important scenes when love or desire gets named instead of felt. A direct, she felt a rush of desire, reads thinner than the specific detail that lets a reader feel the same rush secondhand. Literary fiction is the one place a named emotion can be a deliberate, earned choice. Especially with a reflective narrator naming a feeling from a distance, already processed, already understood. That is very different from defaulting to the label out of habit in the middle of a live scene. Middle grade and younger reader fiction can carry more direct naming without much cost. Part of the job there is handing developing readers the emotional vocabulary itself. So let's put this to work with a quick diagnostic exercise for your own pages. Step 1. Highlight every direct emotion word on one page. Angry, sad, happy, afraid, nervous, excited, furious, terrified, and their cousins. Step 2. For each one, ask what physical reaction, action, or line of dialogue could deliver that same feeling without naming it. Step 3. Rewrite 2 of them, each with a different technique. Step 4. Read the original and both rewrites aloud, and notice which version makes the feeling arrive instead of being announced. And one last note, keep the label only where the flatness is intentional. A distant narrator, a retrospective summary, or a child's plain way of naming what they feel. Everywhere else, trust the scene. Trust the reader. Let them arrive at the emotion themselves.